everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, checking in with a video update on my rooting of willow and sweet potatoes. I was just going to change out the water in the sweet potatoes and I couldn't believe how much root has developed in under a week. In fact, so much root that I can barely even fit these back into that vase. So I'm actually gonna I'm gonna split these in half and I'm gonna put them in 2 vases so they will continue to grow. Now I'm actually gonna let these continue growing in water for another week or so, and then I'll transplant them into soil, into a pot that I'll keep indoors until it's safe to grow them outside, which is actually still several months away. I look forward to sharing more updates with you on this indoor rooting in water plant propagation effort. It is super easy to root these particular plants. You can see the roots of the Mount Aso Willow have also established really well. Again, I'm just going to put these in some fresh water and let them grow for another week or two. The great thing about the willow is that I'll actually be able to pot these up and stash them outside because they aren't frost sensitive like the sweet potatoes are. Hi everybody, here we are 2 weeks later on an unseasonably warm February day, and it's definitely time to get both the willow and all of the sweet potatoes potted up. I'm going to be putting these into my favorite soil cube, and the process is really simple. I've just selected a nice container that I can use inside that actually has a saucer built in, so it'll be neat and tidy for when I water it. And the willows are going to go into 1-gallon pots and be stashed outside in my greenhouse. All right, easiest way to do this is just going to be empty out this bag in my wheelbarrow. There we go. Whatever's left over, I can always use out in the garden. And I'm just gonna break this up. This has been outside in the elements for several months. It's very wet, so that's good. I know exactly how to garden using Soil Cube as my main base. And for the willows, you see I just have some used 1-gallon pots. I'm gonna kind of fill those up about halfway, and then just gonna take these rooted pieces and get them kind of centered in the pot and then fill it up. Just like that. By spring, these will be rooted through the container and they'll be ready to be transplanted into the garden. Now for potting the sweet potatoes, I'm gonna just put some soil on the bottom of this, and yeah, I am definitely going to be crowding these in, but that's intentional. Just want to lower my overall maintenance for the next few months, having to take care of these. And I'm just going to put these little rooted pieces throughout the pot. It doesn't really matter at this stage that they're all growing together. You know, in the spring, when it's actually safe to bring these outside, I'll be able to pot them individually, but for now I'm gonna have a really nice full container, and it'll only be 1, so I won't have a ton of additional houseplant maintenance to take on. And I'm just gonna cover these vines up with the Soil Cube, just like that. And I know that they are going to be really happy growing in proper soil. It's probably going to take a couple of weeks for them to get fully established. You know, there's a big difference between roots that grow in water versus roots that grow in soil. And so whenever you do this method of rooting in water, you have to be You're a little bit careful about getting things transplanted and make sure that they don't dry out, because those roots that grow in the water are much more sensitive. So I'm going to actually just keep this on a low shelf that I look at every day, and that way I'll be able to take the best care possible. And of course, the sweet potatoes that I still haven't eaten continue to put on new growth, so I'll be able to just start this whole process over again by trimming off these growing pieces, putting them in water, allowing them to root, and then in a few weeks' time get those potted. That way I'll have plenty of sweet potatoes to plant in the garden once we have frost-free temperatures later in the spring. I hope you'll be inspired to root some of your own sweet potatoes or willows just like I did. And if you found this video to be helpful, please give me a like and share it with your friends. And be sure to subscribe to the Breathe the Plant Lady YouTube channel for more practical gardening advice. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.